Okay, let me see which flight suits me the best. Okay, this looks fair enough. Now the hotel. Okay, this one is better. Now the tourist destinations. Okay, right. Oh my god, it's just a 2 day trip, but it requires so much analysis. है ना? Hello everyone, welcome to our new series Learn with Upstocks. इस सीरीज में हम रेशियो एनालिसिस, इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस, बैलेंस शीट एनालिसिस और ऐसे कई सारे टॉपिक्स के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं. लेट्स डिस्कस द टॉपिक ऑफ इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस नाउ, in which we are going to discuss about various parameters to do industry analysis, and we are also going to discuss about the Porter's 5 forces model. So like shortlisting things for a holiday requires so much of analysis. Don't you think shortlisting a company out of so many listed companies also requires a lot of analysis? Of course it will, and that's what exactly we do in our fundamental analysis. See, basically fundamental analysis involves two approaches, which is known as a top-down approach and a bottom-up approach. I'll quickly tell you what these approaches are. In a top-down approach, basically we focus on economy analysis first, then we go ahead with industry analysis, and then we go ahead with company analysis. In the bottom-up analysis, it's exactly the vice versa. But then what are we going to discuss in this video? In this video, we are going to analyze how to analyze an industry. Well, there could be many points while we do an industry analysis, but what we will do is we'll try to analyze, we'll try to break down the points and then study them one by one. We are going to start off with the very first one, which focuses on the government's attitude towards the industry. Now, this can include reliefs, rebates, tax structures, FDI details, and so many more things. Now, I'll give you an example. Assume that for a specific industry in the last 20 years, there was a $1,000 billion FDI inflow which was received in the country. But if I compare this with the last 5 years, assume that in the last 5 years, there was an FDI inflow of $500 billion. Now, if I compare $500 billion in last 5 years, but $1,000 billion in last 20 years, can you easily analyze that in the last 5 years, that specific pickup rate of the FDI has been very high? So, is that going to be positive? Answer is absolutely yes. Now, after understanding the government's attitude or government's initiatives, now let's move on to the second point. In the second point, we try to analyze what is the size of the market as such, like the total addressable market and the market share. We can also talk about the global industry size. We can talk about the industry share to the GDP. There can be so many more points. For all these points, I'll quickly tell you an example of a cement industry, right? India, just for your information, India is the second largest producer of cement in the world. And of course, first one has to be China, right? There's no other option. After China, India has like 2,400 million tons of production in the latest financial year 2020. This tells us the total size, 2,400 million tons of production of cement, right? That's the total share of this industry. Now, for India, cement production reached 329 million tons in financial year 20, and it is projected to reach 381 million tons by financial year 2022. Remember, I had talked about the size of the industry. Now, don't you think that if the total production is going to increase at such a nice pace, then the total size of the industry will also grow? That's how we can analyze the size of the industry. Well, one more example can be India's overall cement production capacity was nearly 545 million tons in FY20 and accounted for over 8% of the global installed capacity in FY20. Now, that's what I was talking about, how much India's total capacity is in comparison with the global scenario. Well, let's move on with the third point now. Third point talks about how is the customer behavior? What are the market trends? How is the demography of the country? What is the median age of Indians? What is the percentage of working women in the country? What are the preferences of people? So, I'll give you a simple example, right? So, right now in India, the median age of Indians is around 27, 28. So, obviously, people who are wanting to eat out, the percentage of people who are wanting to eat out is more, number one. Number two, the percentage of working women is also increasing. Number three, the percentage of urbanization is also growing very fast. Now, if I take all these points into consideration, can you imagine few industries which are going to get positively impacted because of this? Obviously, it's very easy to analyze this. Number one, it will be the impact on ready to eat category of industry? Will it be a positive impact or negative? Obviously positive. So when women are going to work for 8 to 10 hours, the possibility of people going for ready to eat foods is going to be more. In fact, QSR industry is also going to be one which will get positively impacted. Now what is QSR? QSR is like a quick service restaurant category of industry. Best examples of these are McDonald's and Domino's Pizza. So let's start with the Porter's 5 forces model now. Now this is one of the famous models for industry analysis. Let's take all the 5 points one by one in detail. What's the very first one? The very first one talks about threats of new entrants. Now what do we mean by this? Is there a very easy entry inside this industry or not? That is to be analyzed at the very first point. So I'll give you a simple example. In case of a capital intensive industry which requires a lot of capital, do you see that it will be an easy entry? No, there will be a lot of entry barriers. If that be so, the threat for entering more and more competitors is comparatively lower. So it's a good thing for the existing players in the industry. The second point is the buying power of the customers. Now I'll give you a simple example here as well. There are types of industries which are cyclical in nature. You know, some people call us cyclical in nature, but both are same. Now what do we mean by cyclical industries? These industries will perform well when the overall position, like the GDP position of the country is good, and they'll perform bad when the GDP is bad. So let's take an example. Say the automobile industry. That will see achhe din when the buying power of the customers is really nice. But if the buying power of customers itself is less, then automobile industry is not going to pick up really well. और एक अगर मैं आपको एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ, लेट्स से द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ अ फार्मा इंडस्ट्री. फार्मा इंडस्ट्री ऐसा एक इंडस्ट्री है दैट हैज गॉट नथिंग टू डू विद द डिस्पोजेबल इनकम या फिर बाइंग पावर ऑफ द पीपल. Whenever we are talking about a sector like pharma, buying power है नहीं है फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है. People will go, people will buy medicines. So I hope you have understood the connection. So let's move on to the next point, which is the supplier power. अभी जितने ज़्यादा suppliers हैं आपके, उतनी आपके लिए अच्छी बात है. अगर आपके सप्लायर्स को प्राइस जो है वो खुद कोट करते हैं, वो डिमांडिंग पोजीशन में है, वो कमांडिंग पोजीशन में है, तो आपके लिए वैसे बुरी बात है. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर आप एक स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ सप्लायर्स के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट हो और प्राइस डिटरमाइन करना अगर उनके हाथ में है, तो आपका मुनाफा उनके ऊपर बहुत हद तक डिपेंडेंट होता है. थ्रेट ऑफ सब्स्टिट्यूट्स, दैट्स द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. इफ अ सब्स्टिट्यूशन इज ईजी एंड अगर आपका जो सब्स्टिट्यूशन होने वाला है वो बहुत चीप भी है, दैट कैन श्योरली वीकन योर पोजीशन. एंड अगेन द सेम पॉइंट, आपको जितना भी मुनाफा मिल सकता है इससे, ये भी धोखे में आ जाएगा. द लास्ट पॉइंट इज इंडस्ट्री कॉम्पिटिटर्स. इफ द कॉम्पिटिशन इज इंटेंस, then definitely the industry can face a lot of problems posting good profits. I'll give you again one more example of airline companies. You remember when there were so many airlines, Jet, Vistara, SpiceJet, so many airlines competing for having that maximum chunk of customers. Was the profitability high for either of the airlines? No. Can I say same example can be copy pasted for a telecom industry as well? So all in all, I can say that if the industry competition is a cutthroat competition, then it will never be good for that specific industry. Thank you for watching our video on industry analysis from our Learn with Upstox series. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you have any questions regarding the video, do leave a comment in the comment section. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so whenever any new video is uploaded, you will be surely notified.